So hello and welcome to another video. It's that time of year, or it's getting on late in that time of the year now, and in this video I'm having another look at some autumn bedding that I've ordered and has arrived as plug plants, and I'm doing a bit of a comparison here from two companies, and we shall follow this on right through until I set this. As always, it turned into a bit of a video about me moaning about the standard of plants that are sent out these days, but unfortunately, well, so be it. Anyway, on with the video. So it's that time of the year again when my mind turns to the spring, and probably late winter, spring. So I thought I'd show you these. I normally do this every year, but there we go. That's gardening. It's a cycle that repeats itself, and as I say, it's now, my mind is now turning to the spring and some spring and winter bedding and bulbs, of course. Well, we're not looking at bulbs in this video, but I had these come yesterday. These are some J. Parker's plug plants. I didn't actually buy these. These were a gift to me, not from Parker's, but from a family member. They have been paid for. That's what I was meaning. I didn't buy. I must be honest. I've lost a bit of confidence in Parker's. Several items that have come have been of pretty poor quality or have been damaged, but these actually aren't too bad as plug plants go. They look okay, and I'm now going to get them transferred into some proper seed trays and move them on. They're only in these little like modular things where they've been set in the seeds. So as I say, here we have some pansies, and perhaps if I hold them up a bit better, but don't tip them out. They look okay actually. So I was quite happy with these. As I say, they're quite healthy. They've not been too damaged like in previous years. I have got some more coming that I've ordered, and I've ordered again from a small nursery called Brookside Nursery in Tamworth in the UK. And obviously they're not here yet, and we'll have a look at those when they come, and I'll combine this video. And we'll see. I'll keep them separate, and they are different varieties, and we'll have a look and see how both perform. So I'll get on now and prick these out. So there we go. I've got these pansies and polyanthus pricked out. I normally put them quite close in seed trays at this moment in time. I shall probably, in time, even put some into smaller pots or some fibre pots. And so I just like to get them going. Not bad. I think they're better than I had from Parker's last year, I have to say, but still a number there of damaged ones, leaves broken, so not great really. We can send men into space, but Parker's can't send a few plants from their nurseries in the UK to 150 miles to me without damage to that. I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 plants there, and some of the plants have lost leaves as well. Very important, I find, this time of the year. Obviously everybody's different with gardening, but I do ventilate. It's blowing a howling northerly gale out there today, so I'm not talking about today, but normally I now like to vent the greenhouse extremely well. It'll be warmer in here even with the vents and door open, because this time of the year pansies and polyanthus can get the grey mould, botrytis type diseases, so I like to ventilate really well and sort of bring them on. So we'll see how they do, and we'll compare Parker's with Brookside Nurseries. When those plants come, we'll have a look at those and then see how they both progress onwards. So I've now had my other plants come. and these have taken, yet again, over 2 weeks from me ordering them. I don't know what it is with these plant companies. You know, they take your money and then they're a bit slow, you know, to dispatch the plants. I mean, seriously, I know they're probably busy, but seriously, you know, as soon as you're paid, within 2 or 3 days, you know, why can't the plants be dispatched? But there we go. Slightly disappointed in these again. These are from Brookside Nurseries in Tamworth, which is a small, kind of little, very small independent nursery. Last year I bought some for the first time because I wasn't happy with what the plants that Jay Parker's sent me. But these, you know, I mean, the pansies are incredulously small, even for plug plants. They're smaller than Parker's, as you'll see. The footage on this video starts 2 weeks ago with me looking at the Parker's plants being delivered, and they were nicely packed, though, I have to say. And you know, the plants look well. 1 or 2 on the Bellis daisies, 1 or 2, you know, yellow in leaves, but that's neither here nor there. So overall, you know, that's okay. But when you think there's something with the delivery, with just these 1, 2, 3, 4 trays here, there's very nearly £50 worth of plug plants. Now, as I said, you could grow these very easily from seed, but this time of the year it gets very, very hot in my greenhouse, and particularly polyanthus, and not so much pansies. Pansies don't mind it, nor the Bellis daisies, but polyanthus don't really like to be germinated in too hotter conditions. And there's so much other things going on with gardening this time of the year. You know, I've given up growing the autumn bedding from seed, and so I do buy the plug plants. So overall, I'm not too disappointed in these. You know, it's just the fact that they've taken well over 2 weeks from ordering them again to get to me. It's only the middle of September, I know, so they've got plenty. You know, I don't have to plant these out till November, so we've got another couple of months to grow them on. But in a moment or two, I'll you know, start doing some of these, and eventually I'll show you 2 weeks on how the Parker's plants are looking, and I'll show you those that say how this video started. So I'm going to start by doing these. These are Bellis daisies, and all I normally do is just get a little bit of twig and push them up like that. Just push them out these little plug plants. And as I say, I'm setting in a multi-purpose peat-free, so I think it's a recycled compost, this one. It's very good. Some of these, I have found some of these modern, you know, recycled composts, the watering can be quite tricky, and they can lay quite damp. You know, you've got to watch the watering, I've found. It's unlike the old peat composts, you know, like the Levington, when that was all, you know, virtually all peat based. The watering was quite easy then, but some of these do tend to get claggy, and I mean, this is quite damp because the compost was quite dry in the bags, and so I've had it outside and give it a good soaking before I put the plants in. I do like to do that anyway, and these plants came yesterday, and I do like to just give them just as soon as they come, take them out the packing, and then, you know, give them a time to recover a little bit, give them water, and leave them in the greenhouse overnight. And I'm just putting them in a normal seed tray, 3 across, you know, spacing them. But I think it's important, you know, certainly within a day, to get them just in some fresh compost, in a bit more room, and so that's the input, you know, what I rate as the important thing to do, really. And that's basically all I do. You know, that's another tray done. And So I'll carry on now and do the rest of these plants and come back when I'm getting on with or nearly finished. So these plants we're looking at now are the Parker's plants where this video started, and this is just under 2 weeks on, and you can see how well they're doing, how well they're grown. Yeah, they've all got really well established, and the pansies in particular, they soon really get going, and they were quite nice, quite adequate plug plants. As I say, I was quite pleased with those from Parker's. These were a gift. I didn't buy these. I gave up buying from Parker's because plants were coming so damaged and so poor in quality. But these have been really, can't knock them. There was none damaged. You can see there's a leaf there. Am I talking about botrytis? I'm going to take that off, particularly on the, I've had the door and roof vent of the greenhouse open during the whole hours of daylight, trying to get air through here. It's not really about heat this time of the year. They're nicely under glass, covered, and you're just trying to bring them on, but you don't want it too hot in here. It's just a question of growing them on, ready for the garden when you buy these smaller plug plants. So really, with the plug plants, you do, in my view, need a greenhouse. The ones I've done today, these are the Tamworth Brookside Nurseries. They're some of the red Bellis daisies, and then we've got the polyanths for a bit. I don't know what it is about these companies. They don't. I mean, they were so. Oh dear, it kind of beats me sometimes. I used to buy some, when I gardened a little bit commercially, I used to buy some plants from a wholesale nursery, CD Bell, down in Tilney All Saints on the Fens in near Wisbeach. And they used to deliver them to me, even a relatively small order. They used to deliver to my house in a van, straight from the nurseries. And my goodness, the plants were absolutely, I think I was spoilt. I used to buy not a lot. I didn't buy a lot of summer bedding from them, but I used to buy quite a bit of autumn bedding. And I look at these and how these have been sent, and okay, they'll be all right. I'm sure they'll do okay. They're just a bit yellow. We'll give them a very week, in a day or two's time. I'll give them just a week bit of liquid feed, try and boost them up a bit. But it's pretty poor, really, as I say. These companies, I do think, to be honest, us gardeners are taken a little bit for a ride sometimes over these plug plants and these what they call garden-ready plants in particular. But they'll be all right. The Bellis daisies, look quite well. The pansies were dreadful, I think. They were... I just, there again, I wouldn't have... If I'd have had a nursery, I wouldn't have sent pansies there. They're way, they perhaps wanted another week, and I noticed that here's an interesting point. The Parker's, J Parker's, like plug trays that the plants were sent in are much bigger and much better than these Brookside Nurseries. I mean, these are so tiny. The Parker's plug trays are nearly double the size. So I think I shall go back and give them some feedback and say, I'm not particularly happy with those pansies. They've got a lot of leaves broken. They're very, very tiny. I'm sure they will catch up in time, as I can keep them in the greenhouse till November anyway. And they can go in tubs later on. But, you take your pick and you take your choice, I suppose. And but I do think sometimes us gardeners are getting a raw deal on these, all these type of plants we're buying like this from nurseries. Well, thanks for watching as always, and do come back, see how this autumn bedding goes on, and as I say, we'll set it out in tubs and in the parts of the garden as well. Obviously it's also that time when I'm looking at bulbs, and I have ordered some bulbs, and we'll perhaps have a look at those and what I'm setting this year again. And as I've said before, I tend to buy new bulbs to put on the front garden, and the bulbs that I remove from the front garden in the spring come out to the back garden. That's how I work it. So as always, thanks for watching. Do take care wherever you are in the world. Good gardening, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Until that point in time, my best wishes and bye for now.